I'm Courtney Zezza, and this is my informational interview. The person I interviewed is Jennifer Poling, and she's a branch manager at Citizens Bank in a Giant Eagle. The culture of Citizens Bank is its vision is to be a top-performing bank distinguished by its customer-centric culture, mindset of continuous improvement, and excellent capabilities. They strive to always exceed customer expectations, do the right thing, think long-term, and work together. Just a few interesting facts that I took from my interview. The most important skills required in this type of position are being able to prioritize, having good people skills, and being responsible. Some key takeaways I took from my interview was always put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Be willing to put time into your job. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You should ask things you would like to know about the company and that would help you in the future. Be willing to put time into your job. If you don't put the time into your job or don't put energy into it, you won't enjoy it as much. Also, if a manager knows what they are bad at doing, they can work on those skills to hire people they know who will make up for their weaknesses. You don't have to do everything on your own. The only thing you have to work on is self-awareness. Some topics and content that I covered in my presentation, I related back to Chapter 6 and Chapter 12, which is on decision making and leadership. What kind of decisions need to be made in this position? For the most part, just making the schedule fair to all other employees and also assisting new customers with financial decisions to best suit their needs. If you fix a mistake by admitting to the problem and apologizing to a customer, you just have to do your best by correcting the problem and earn the customer's respect back. And then the biggest team project was the home equity line of credit campaign. And everybody was required to have at least one application. Ultimately, only 3 bankers had applications towards the end of the campaign period. So it's branch manager's job on a daily basis to encourage the bankers and give them avenues to source leads and use the right language with customers. I related this back to Chapter 6 with decision making. Good decision making helps determine how to solve problems, take advantage of opportunities, and accomplish goals. And I also tied it back to leadership. Leadership should be less about the leader's needs and more about the needs of people in the organization. So by putting all the customers first helps the branch manager make easier decisions. The main types of decisions you have to make in this type of job is when to schedule the bankers and make most of decisions by using common sense. The most difficult decision made was whether or not someone should be fired, but it's not the branch manager's decision to do that. They have to go through the HR department and hear from them first. Some important leadership roles in this position are being easygoing and putting customers and the bankers first. If you don't put them first, they aren't going to listen to you when necessary, and a good leadership style to have is being supportive. You want your bankers to be able to trust you and talk to you about anything. It is good to have personal relationships outside of work. What I learned in my interview is that Jennifer's biggest leadership achievement was the summer of 2017 when she got promoted to the branch manager and she only had 1 permanent banker left. So her biggest achievement was putting together an entire new staff that is still there almost a year later. How this will impact my future. I now have a better understanding on what exactly is done in the workforce. Also the time that you have to put into your job outside of work. You don't have a lot of time to do other things because you're always putting your job work first. And just by knowing one person could get you the job you love. It all comes down to networking and who you know. If you know one person, they may know another person and they may help you find a job. I also learned that you may not get along with everyone you work with, but you always have to try and be supportive and work through the problems. Looking ahead, 5 years from now, Jennifer sees herself still being a branch manager at the same bank and wants to continue growing her team. Right now, I'm a double majoring in marketing and management, and I have a better understanding in how decisions are made in the workforce, and I plan on maybe contacting Jennifer and using her as a connection if I want to get a job, or she may know someone else outside of banking that could help me get a job. After doing this interview, I got a better understanding of how decisions are made in the workforce and what it really takes to be a leader. This is my reference slide. Thank you.